I'm going to be reading to you some messages between Nicolas Godejohn and one of his ex-girlfriends. Never read before, never seen before, thanks to Audrey for getting these Foia requests. Now, you can really see the decline, or he's actually explaining it, per se, from how he used to be and how he is up into the crime. Now, mind you, this is just a few months, I believe in May, before the crime happened. So just, you have to hear it to understand. So I'm going to start now. So this is pretty much the beginning of it from where I could find, and it's dated May 13, 2015. Nick says, I guess you haven't changed much besides having a kid. I must say, it's a bit of a shocker to see you again, but I suppose it was bound to happen sooner or later. And then Caitlin, his ex-girlfriend, says, I've changed a lot actually, and I have 2 kids. Nick says, I see. Well, I've changed as well, but not for the better. I've become a bit of a dark person over the years, and I've also become a bit of a monster too. Caitlin says, well, that's nice. And then Nick says, I only contacted you out of curiosity, nothing more. Besides, every time I ever wanted someone to truly care about me to the point they would stay for good, no one ever did. So at this point, it is pointless to think that someone will, because I've met my match and she wasn't even going to stay full, even when she should have. So I was destined to either be with her or be alone, I guess. Alone it is, unless she comes back. Sorry if I seem harsh towards you or Jackie. Or, well, any of my exes other than her. It's that I stopped caring about all of you after I realized how I felt. Games were being played after. And after I realized it, I just stopped caring. So even if you did come here, you would be wasting your time. And I might as well mention, there was a time I would have helped you take care of your child and all of that, but you threw that away, as well as how great of a man I used to be. I may have fallen, but I guess that this is how it must be. Caitlin says, to be honest, I really don't care about what you're saying. I didn't come to you, you came to me. I wasn't looking for you, and quite frankly, I could care less about your life or who you've matched with. Nick says, I guess you didn't hear me. I don't care either. I was just letting you know where I stand so you don't get any ideas of coming here to see me, because I don't want you here. I'm only going to say this once. Stay away from me for your own good. I'm not the same person I once was. I'm much more dangerous than I ever was before. Caitlin says, I didn't have any ideas of coming to see you. I have a life that doesn't involve some guy I dated for a month 4 years ago. Nick says, good, because if you came here, I know I would unalive you, and I'm not joking. I'm telling you this for your own good. I honestly don't want to get rid of a body. I don't want to go through that trouble. Caitlin says, you're delusional. Nick says, maybe, but I'm a dangerous delusional person, the kind you don't want to mess with. I've already told you to stay away from me for your own good. Don't make me say it again. Caitlin says, I'm not messing with you. You initiated this conversation, not me. I must be missing one because this doesn't really make sense with the last one, but I'm going to read it. Caitlin says, I wouldn't want to make it a 10th time. Sorry, I learned my lesson a long time ago as well. I was colder than you think I was back then. Nicholas says, yeah, I can tell you were colder now. I'm colder than you. Do I regret meeting all that I did? In a way, I do. Did I want to become cold? No, I didn't. But you, as well as the rest of my exes, are to blame. Do I miss the great man I used to be? Yes. Do I think I'll ever be that great man ever again? Probably never again. Caitlin says, if only you knew the truth, you'd realize that I'm much, much colder towards you. Nick says, Caitlin, even though I use your name and respect, I wouldn't hesitate to unalive you now. I'm not joking. That is actually why I don't want you to come here. I don't want to have to think about getting rid of a body. I don't want to go through that trouble, so please don't come here. I'm saying this for your own good. You know of my secret. You know I could unalive you if I wanted to. So please, don't come here. I'm saying this with the last bit of good that is left within me, because I know I will unalive you if you came here, and probably as sick as it may sound, and I probably wouldn't care that I did it. I have gone too far down the path of darkness, and I know I will never return. My soul is lost forever. Nicholas says, do you understand me? You need to stay away from me. Caitlin says, yeah, well, some of us just need something to pass the time until we have something better come along. My something was to get the hell out of Washington and let my now oldest son know his father, and wound up getting pregnant the day I got back from Washington, and just had my son less than 2 weeks ago. I wouldn't change my decisions for anything. Choices are what we live by, just like you chose to message me earlier or whatever, whenever it was. I don't get on Facebook that often anymore because there's no point. My life is in the here and now, not online. I was a stupid teenager when we met on my yearbook, and back then I had no standards or boundaries, but now I do. Nick says, see, you still are a good person. Me, I don't care about boundaries. I don't care about standards. Since I gave up on love, that stuff means nothing to me. It sounds like you are talking taking my warning seriously. Good, because I don't want to be responsible for any of my exes' deaths, even though I know if any of them came to me, I would probably unalive them all, except Gypsy. I can't bring myself to try to unalive her. My soul is still hers. My body is still hers. She is the only one I couldn't get myself to unalive, damn it. The struggle pisses me off. Caitlin says, I've been through more pain than you can ever imagine, and I wouldn't trade it for anything either. I was awake for the birth of my youngest child, and the epidural wasn't fully in effect, so I felt everything. But it was worth every moment just to have a chance to see his little face. Nick says, well, now you see what I have become. I wish I still cared about all my exes, but I'm too cold. Too as much as I wish I wasn't, I am, and I can't deny it. I wish I still loved you or loved any of my exes besides Gypsy, but I don't. I wish I could take back any of you, actually, but I know it's not in me. I would end up unaliving one before I took him back. Do I hate the monster I have become? Yes, it sucks. Caitlin says, I'm not the same little girl that you used to know. Nick writes back, Caitlin, regardless, I'm a monster. It wouldn't be safe for you to be around me, so it wouldn't matter. Isn't that scary, y'all? Like, could you imagine Caitlin now, like, realizing, like, what actually went down with Gypsy and the whole situation and the crime, knowing that he sent her those messages and it could have potentially been her or one of his other ex-girlfriends? But it also goes to show that he was talking to a lot of his ex-girlfriends, apparently, and there were some other emails too, but he was talking to a lot of his exes. I'm sure Gypsy is going to love hearing about that. But it just shows the damage that Gypsy did to him, his decline in his mental health. At least it does to me. He was saying he was once happy and he was normal, and that's all gone. So I don't know. What do y'all think? Sorry, this is long, but let me know what you think in the comments.